morning again, Faith Yummy Mummies. It's Patricia with your next yoga tip for this Holiday Hottie Transformational Challenge. I want to give another thanks to my husband Ken, who is being my videographer, and also it is helpful to have someone watch my form. He just caught that when I was demonstrating plank pose, my tailbone wasn't tucked down all the way, my hips were a little too high. And so if you haven't already taken advantage of modern technology to videotape your own workouts or videotape your poses, it's enlightening and kind of gives you a reality check of what's going on and as opposed to what you think is going on and where you might improve and get more results. So there's my reality check and something I can work on over the next couple weeks. So now we're moving towards back bends, and I want to start with a really relatively easy in the sense that you're laying on your belly, and it's a little bit easier to control. It's called Sphinx pose, but it's going to put emphasis into the upper back. A lot of times when we think about back bending, we're like, oh, because we get a sense of crunching in the low back, but really the back bend is supposed to happen up in the upper back between the shoulder blades at the base of the shoulder blades. And so the next pose, Sphinx pose, is to try to teach you how to do that. So coming onto your yoga mat, lying on your belly, and placing the elbows underneath your shoulders so that the femur, the arm bone helps hold you up. Then, if you feel a lot of compression already in your low back, press one foot down, reach the other one long, and now that leg's an inch or two longer, and then press the long leg down, lift the other one up, reach it a little longer, and that should give you a little bit more space so that you're not so crunched on yourself. So for Sphinx pose, this is like a kid watching TV, and what we're going to do is we can root the tailbone down, pull the belly in up, and take the sides of the waistline back just a little bit. So if you're feeling a lot of compression from letting the rib cage sink to the floor and feel a lot of pressure in the low back, you can relieve that a little bit by scooping the tailbone down, pulling the belly in and up, and taking the sides of the waistline back. However, what that does is it makes you want to round your shoulders and upper back. So from here, pretend you're going to drag your elbows back behind you. Again, this is an isometric exercise for your triceps, pulling the elbows back. To up the ante, to make it a little bit juicier, you're going to walk your hands one step forward. Press the elbows down, press the hands down, the elbows will lift up. That's going to really put pressure into about one or two of your vertebrae. And then from that awareness, drag your elbows back, drag your shoulders back, drag your hands back. They're not actually moving, but you're using that sticky mat, or you're using the pressure to help reach the chest further forward. And that's going to move the pressure up the spine one or two vertebrae. And then if that's doable, then you can take your hands another half step forward, extend the arms, press the hands into the floor, and then pull the shoulders back, pull the elbows back. Really pull with all your strength the hands back. You're going to feel it in the back of the upper arm and your tricep area. And this is going to pull the rib cage forward away from the hips. And that's going to really put some pressure now, moving it up from the low back to up between the shoulder blades or at the base of the shoulder blades. This is where we want the back bend to be. So this is an important part to learning how to do back bends, is to put the pressure higher up the spine, giving more of a chest opener, more of a shoulder opener, less of a low back compression. Then from here you can just rest down. You can take your arms back if you'd like and give it just a little chance to release completely. You need to neutralize the spine before you immediately go back to something like child's pose. If you do a big back bend and then a big forward bend, your discs can't adapt quite so quickly. So it's good to go neutral and then go into extension. So thank you very much. That's Sphinx pose.